Cyril Ramaphosa is expected to be sworn in as a president at the Union Buildings in Pretoria later this morning. The presidential inauguration is expected to be attended by the president-elect, members of parliament, dignitaries, foreign heads of state and other guests and members of the public. The heads of state or governments and the delegates that are expected to arrive at different point of entry. Several roads will be closed near the Union Buildings from this morning until 6 a.m. tomorrow due to the event. Government says that law enforcement agencies have been fully deployed to ensure the safety and security of all guests. The Juniour Khumalo, Newzroom Afrika reporter, is joining us live from outside the Union Buildings. And of course, we also have our co-anchor there, Naledi Molewa, who's at the Union Buildings as well, joining us this morning. Juniour, let's start off with you. A very good morning to you. Tell us about the preparations heading into this event, but also for you yourself accessing the lawns of the Union Buildings. How difficult was it?
Indeed, Aldrin, it's been a mission just to get ourselves into the Union Buildings. So initially we had to drive into Pretoria, go to the parking area where it's about 2 kilometers from where we are, the Union Buildings. That's when we accessed the transport that took us to the Union Buildings. And as you've already indicated, there's a lot of tight security coming into this space. We know that there's about 18 heads of state that are expected to be here. There's members of Parliament that are also expected to be here, as well as the Speaker, the Chief Justice. So the security is tight coming into the Union Buildings, but we did make our way into the Union Buildings. Behind me, as you can tell, the stage is being set. Preparations are still being made. I will just step out of the shot and just allow my colleague Usenzo Mahlobo just to show you some of the staff from the Union Buildings that are here just preparing this place for that inauguration of the President-elect, President Cyril Ramaphosa. We do expect to get an update from the spokesperson of the Net Joints just to talk about the security that is already tight that we're talking to you about. But this is one of the many differences that are happening this time around. In 2019, Aldrin, we know that this inauguration actually took place at the Loftus Stadium. But this time around, they've decided to hold this inauguration here at the Union Buildings. In 2019, when they held it at the Loftus Stadium, they had indicated that actually it is much cheaper to hold such an event at the Loftus Stadium. In 2019, it cost about 140 million to host this event. This time around, the GCIS and government have not communicated the amount that it has cost the nation, but they did indicate actually that there's been a lot of sponsors that have come on board to actually sponsor this event today, Aldrin.
Yeah, and Juniour, also speak to us about the people that are expected to be in attendance, and here specifically zooming in on our parliamentarians, considering, of course, that we're also in the midst of negotiations for government of national unity.
Indeed, Aldrin, we know that the ANC has actually gone into a government of national unity. This is what they are calling it. But in essence, it's a grand coalition. So we do expect officials from those partners, which include the DA, the IFP, the Patriotic Alliance, the Good Party, the NFP, to be in attendance today. We do not expect any attendance from parties such as the EFF, who have already expressed their dissatisfaction about this union between the ANC as well as the DA in particular. But also another party that has also expressed its concerns around this is the Umkhonto weSizwe party. We do know that last week when the president was actually elected during that first sitting of the National Assembly, the former President Jacob Zuma, who's the leader of Umkhonto weSizwe, as well as those MPs, about 58 of those MPs did not attend those proceedings. And they've already sent out a statement yesterday indicating that they will not be part of this sitting of the inauguration of of the president as well. This is not the first time, actually, that former President Jacob Zuma has snubbed Cyril Ramaphosa when he's being inaugurated. In 2019, he was one of the former presidents who was not here when the President Cyril Ramaphosa was inaugurated at the Loftus Stadium. So we do expect that he's not going to come here today as well. We know that we have a new Speaker of the National Assembly, which is Togo Didiza. She is expected to be here as well. There is a Deputy Speaker, who's Annelien Lotrin, who is also expected to be here today as well as the new chairperson of the National Council of Provinces, who is also expected to come here today. Most of the parliamentarians who did take that, who were sworn in and did take that oath, are also expected to come here today, along with the 18 heads of state that we have already spoken about. We know that most of those heads of state are actually from the SADC nations. These include Zimbabwe, Mozambique, Botswana. So the close allies of South Africa are expected to be here today, Aldrin.
Thank you so much, Juniour Khumalo, there joining us from the Union Buildings, where the president is set to be inaugurated and, as we've indicated, also take his oath of office.